This is Connor Turner. You've been listening to...
Hi, this is Dominic Keating. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Yeah, I guess it does help if you hit the intro before you hit the outro. Sorry, Connor, had to cut you off. Hi, everybody. I am so excited that you are all here. I see you all chit-chatting away, and now everybody should be able to see the chats. I'm doing this chat overlay so that anybody that is on Facebook, now everybody, regardless of whether you're on Facebook or Twitter, you should be able to see everything that everybody is saying in the chats. I thought that would be kind of fun, and I like playing with this this new thing. Well, it's not so new anymore. I've had Restream for a little while. Still on the fence about it, but then I find like these cool things to play with, so I like to play with stuff. All right, so I know you are all here for my very, very special guest, and she's hanging out in the green room right now, but you all know I always have a little bit of housekeeping to do. We always have to talk about a few things before we really get rocking and rolling with the main part of the show. Hi, Uncle Hairball. I saw you were here wicked early, and I completely appreciate that. And he has got you guys all beat. He's been watching my show like all day. I love it because he's been commenting, and I am so glad that you found me, and I'm so glad that you're enjoying the shows. So you're helping me out. So keep watching for me. Get my views up. Hi, Nancy, Mark, who was also here early, which is so funny because whenever I actually want him on video, he's always running behind. But let's get moving. First thing, I have a very bittersweet announcement to make. I'm kind of excited and kind of sad. Hi, Jover. Kind of excited and kind of sad about this. Hi, Jeannie. For anybody that has been around with me for any length of time, you all know that I am involved with a group of amazing people. Hey, Mohammed, called the Lambda Quadrant. I was actually co-founder of the Lambda Quadrant a few years ago. We came together to support the LGBTQ community within the sci-fi and Star Trek community, and we have done some amazing things since our very first live event that we did in New York City, which seems like a million years ago because it was pre-pandemic. And they are an amazing, yes, you did, Uncle Hairball, and you are good to your word. They are a very close group of my friends, and they are an amazing group of people. But as of last week, I sat down and had a conversation with them, because if there's one thing that group needs is 100% devotion. They are doing amazing things within the community. They do educational panels. They do their own virtual events, and they do all of these amazing things that I just can't support them the way that they deserve to be supported. And why? Because here I am doing the NX 7062 after show, the official Shuttlepod Show after show. I am working with the Shuttlepod Show in any way that I can to be supportive, because I love Mark and Erica so much, in case you guys haven't figured that out yet. And it's just not fair to the Lambda Quadrant if I have to split my time up between all of my passion projects, which obviously there are many. And the two most important things right now are Shuttlepod Show and making this show grow, which obviously it is. Hey, Dave, because you guys are all here and it's so amazing. So I just wanted to make that official announcement, because there are, I was going hand in hand with the Lambda Quadrant for so long, and I am still 120% behind everything that they do, as should you be. You should find them on the socials at Lambda Quadrant everywhere and go support them. They're an amazing group. I just can't do the day-to-day with them anymore, because I'm here building my own show and helping Shuttlepod. So that is, like I said, it's a bittersweet announcement. I just kind of wanted to make it official and let everybody know that this is my priority. This is my love. You guys are such so amazing. Yeah, Shuttlepod Show, Mark. Yeah, it's this little show I heard of somewhere. Oh, yes, exactly, Mohammed. There are only so many hours in a day. I had to I had to pick. And so here is where I am happy and here is where I'm staying. But again, you will hear me talk about Lambda Quadrant whenever they have something going on because I am behind them, as should you be. And hopefully we will all be seeing each other in Vegas. So there is that. All right. Real quick, what else? Picard. Here's something really, really funny about Picard. I got on somebody's case because it got spoiled because they mentioned the NX-01 was in it. And then the irony of that is that when I finally sat down and watched the episode, couldn't find the damn ship. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Couldn't find the damn ship. Yes, exactly. Jober, I have a feeling you know that better than a lot of people. If only we could clone ourselves. Couldn't find the damn ship. It's like I got all excited to see it, and then once again, Enterprise got short shrifted because I kept waiting for 7 of 9 to push the button and show us the retired, retrofitted NX-01, and it was never there. My actual favorite part of that entire episode was the whole reminiscing with Pop Goes the Weasel, because that always makes my heart skip a beat when they do the Pop Goes the Weasel thing. So that I loved. Other things that I loved this week. Baby Yoda is going to become a Mandalorian. I just want to know what they're going to do. Hey, Ed, I just want to know what they're going to do with the helmet. Are they going to, his ears going to poke out? Or are they going to make little Beskar extensions so his ears kind of fit in his helmet? Yeah, Voyager reminiscent, whatever, Mohammed. No, that was actually good. That was actually really good. Just wasn't Captain Archer. I was waiting for Archer's theme. Even Discovery played Archer's theme. Come on. All right, so Shuttlepod Show this week. You know what? Normally, I kind of recap Shuttlepod Show. Oh, yes, absolutely. Normally, I recap Shuttlepod Show by myself. But I figure, rule about spoiler alerts, Ed, everybody knows that there are, okay, my rule about spoiler alerts, to fill everybody in. So I guess, Ed, I owe you an apology if you didn't know this. If you have not watched something 72 hours after it drops, then I don't consider anything that I have said 72 hours after a spoiler. So everybody who comes on, but I know you're newish, so I apologize. But yes, spike the thumb. Give me some likes, people. Anyway, so so I do talk about Picard and I do talk about Mandalorian here because they are both more than 72 hours old by the time my show wraps around. Anyway, so I want to talk about the Shuttlepod Show. The thing we all watched yesterday with that interview with that guy. And I guess the perfect time to talk about it would be with my guest. So here she is, the one and only Erica LaRose. Hi!
Hi, guys!
She's here, and we're going to talk.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You guys can hear her. I hope I hear you perfectly fine. But
Good. Hi, everyone. There's so many familiar names, which is really fun. Nancy Congdon. We got Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany.
Yes, Canada's here.
Melissa. Muhammad Noor. Woo! Jober.
Yeah, Jober came. I'm so excited. For those of you that don't know, Jober is now Erica's stylist. So all the amazing stuff she's worn, like the past 2 shows have been his input.
And you'll be seeing more, which is very exciting. Some things that I'm usually not used to wearing, but he's taking me out of my comfort zone, which I love, actually. It's really great.
And I have to tell you, Jober, I love the classic lines of the pantsuits. I think it's, I do. I love it. A classic pantsuit, you can't go wrong, and Erica looks amazing in them. So,
yay!
Thumbs up for me. I can't wait to see what else.
Best. I'm going to get him back in the industry full time.
I think he's one of those guys that, was talking about cloning himself. I'm not sure if we can do that because I think he'd need to clone himself.
I'm going to find a way to clone him.
There you go.
I see Tim. Hi, Tim.
I know there's so many amazing people. I had to reboot this to get you in here. And now I don't know how many people are viewing me because it says 0 views, but obviously we've got this amazing chat going. So at least 1 or 2 people.
Mars is here too.
Yes, Mars is here. Like the whole Wash gang is here.
Mark. I already said hi to Mars. Big shout out to Mars. Mark.
Oh, Mark. Oh, yeah, Mark was here. He was here. I just think, all the times I try to get him to come on the show and I have to sit and vamp because he's not here. And then the one time I don't need him and he's like, oh, I'm early.
Aww.
But yesterday's Shuttlepod Show with that Connor guy was pretty good.
Yes. Did you like that?
Where'd you dig him up from?
We found him on the streets of some planet. It was great.
Yeah, I figured some planet.
Guy.
He was just running around in his blue underwear, and you took pity on him.
We were like, that guy. He's got a story to tell.
Oh my God, Mohammed, you are amazing. He's already jumping right in.
Oh,
that's amazing. We were going to talk about that a little later. That is amazing.
We will talk about it. Thank you.
I own it.
You did tell me you watched that when I saw you. Thank you.
Yeah, I bought it. It's only like $5 on Amazon Prime. It supports independent film. And I think everybody will, like I said, we'll get into this a little bit later, but I think everybody will recognize somebody they know in that
that
story.
Was the idea. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Found him in a basement in a bar on Risa. Okay. Can I just say really quick, I decided he does. Connor's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved is we've heard a lot of those stories we've heard in bits and pieces. If it fits in with something that you guys are talking about on another show, he'll relay that story if it relates. Mm-hmm. But to hear them all like condensed into like the story of his life and see how those stories kind of fit into his timeline, it was really good.
I enjoyed that too because I've heard the stories here and there, but to like hear his whole story was actually really interesting. And even like Mark, who's been friends with him for a long time, was like, I learned some things about you.
Yeah, well, Mark, who's been friends with him for a long time, didn't know he lived in Massachusetts either. So, haha. That one was mine. Haha. That one was mine. But like I said, it's just because Connor and I started talking about places we lived in. He lived his town. We didn't live in Massachusetts at the same time, but our towns were like one apart. Well, East Coast was difference between Marlborough and Worcester. Connor lived in Worcester and I was in Marlborough. So
yeah, it's close.
Yeah, we're like neighbors.
I've never lived in Massachusetts.
No, you lived in
Rhode Island, Connecticut, of course.
Okay. Connecticut is like my least favorite of the New England states.
Oh.
Well, because when I was a kid, I love New England. Oh, who is that? That's not Wash.
Guy.
Oh, who's that guy? What do you point? Are those roses?
You moved. Did you move again?
We can see them now. They're roses.
Aren't they pretty?
They are very pretty. Yeah, I think we all want to be on a patio somewhere in Burbank. You
like Burbank, Tiffany? I think on a patio on Venice Beach because I can help you with that.
This is very true. This is very true.
We can talk about that too.
So you lived in Rhode Island too?
I went to school in Rhode Island. I went to college, university there.
Which one?
Roger Williams University, which is a very small school.
Hoity New England Girls School.
He said it's hoity.
No, that's oh God, that's the one that's in Northampton. What the hell's the name of it? God damn it.
Oh yeah, Tiffany or Cold. I forgot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, don't forget Tiffany's up in Canada. So yeah. What the hell is the name of this school? I think it begins with an A. What the hell's the name of the girls' school? Amherst.
Oh yeah. Amherst in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, Amherst is hoity-toity. Mark's
all girls. I actually applied to Salve Regina in Newport, Rhode Island as well, which used to be an all-girls school, and it's not anymore. But I ended up going to Roger Williams, which is just over this little cute bridge in a town called Bristol, and it's really cute. It's on the water.
I love Rhode Island. I think Rhode Island's adorable.
Oh, Robert knows.
Yeah, Robert knows. Roy Long.
Yeah, Rhode Island, hometown.
Roy Long is one of my oldest Enterprise friends. I met him back in 2017. He's never here. So, hi, Roy.
Hi, Roy.
He lives in State College, PA. We met at a Star Trek convention in New Jersey, and we started chatting. And I'm like, oh, let me friend you on Facebook. And it turns out, because State College, PA is like this big, turns out we had 2 mutual friends. So it was really cool. So usually when I go up to when I head up to State College to go visit. If he's free, we usually end up meeting for coffee or something. But what's really funny is I usually have to travel to Vegas to say hi to him. In fact, the last time I saw him was at Vegas last year.
And you'll be there this year, right?
I'm hoping so. So. Yeah.
Okay. Is Roy gonna be there?
I don't know. Roy, are you coming to Vegas this year?
Where have you been, Roy?
Roy's got. The entire weekend we met. I called him Enterprise because he had the jumpsuit. So that's all. Yay! He's coming to Vegas. He wore the jumpsuit. It is beautiful. I used to escape Pittsburgh. Well, yeah, that's what you do. Everybody should absolutely escape Pittsburgh. Not a fan.
Yeah.
That is something that is being worked on. There's going to be announcements.
Yes.
As the saying goes, keep your shirt on. Because I think we just need Connor to say that on a loop. We'll just put it on a loop, and whenever people ask questions, we can just start playing.
I like that. That's really funny.
Yeah. Yep.
So I want to say to you really quick before we go on about me, which I assume we're gonna do. Congratulations on your new chapter. I know that you're doing some big steps for yourself, and I just want to say that I commend you. And
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and thanks for being a part of our community and helping us out.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah. This is home for me. I figured that out very quickly. This is home for me. So yeah, I mean, come on, look at everybody that's here that we're talking to. This is like the best place to be.
This is so great.
Where'd he go? Stuff is like flying by so fast, but Robert wanted to know when you were at school in Rhode Island.
When?
Yeah. What years? Though you should never ask a lady what year she was in college because then people do math.
Yeah. Hey, manager.
You were there. You were there.
I mean, I got a manager, and then I got Mark. They're different kind of managers. I was there in the 2000s.
What, in Vegas?
No, in college.
Oh, you're so young, babe. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I graduated.
Jober has a suggestion. Hold on.
Okay, give them a star date. Oh.
Mark could probably figure that out.
No, I don't mind saying. I graduated college in 2009.
Yeah, you suck.
And it was great. I almost left there actually because I didn't know what I was really doing there. I just felt like I wanted to get out of my hometown, and college seemed to be like a great decision to make, even though I didn't know what I was doing. Right. So I was like, if I can get out of my hometown and at least get a degree, at least I'm doing something that I can have under my belt, no matter what I decide to do with my life. So
what's your degree in?
So I actually went to business school there, and I changed my degree like 5 times. I went there for management, and then I changed to finance, and then international business, and then to marketing because I wanted to graduate on time, and you needed the least amount of credits to do that.
But you know what? That's so funny though, because I would think jumping around like that, even though you only got 1 degree, you have like all this accumulated knowledge.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, I don't regret it. I graduated with a marketing communications degree, and my second to last semester of college, I studied abroad in France. And that's why things got a little tricky to graduate on time, because I just wanted to have this experience so much. And it limited what degree I could graduate with, right? Because some of the other degrees, like international finance, I just didn't have the credits for. So,
right.
Yeah, France was awesome. I don't regret it. It was all very cool.
Oh, yeah, I was in France for 10 days when I was in high school. And if you have a chance to do it, do it. It was just so amazing.
There, just visiting?
No, I was 15. I had a year and a half of French under my belt, and my high school would send 1 language class a year to the country, the origin country of whatever language. So I had since you're only in high school for 4 years and there were 4 languages, I only had one chance to go to France. So with very little French under my belt, I went and took a tour of France with my high school.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It was pretty awesome. It was.
Where were you guys mostly, in Paris? Or?
We did Paris. We did like an entire tour. We did Paris. I got to see Mont Saint Michel because we were down the coast. We didn't do like Nice. That would have been fun. We did a wine cave. I still have the bottle of Piper champagne. I drank it, but I still have the empty bottle. Yeah, we just toured the country. It was amazing. Did a lot of castles, all that really cool stuff.
Oh, the castles are cool.
Mars wants to know how much friends. Yeah, Mars wants to know how much friends.
Oh, this is a good question. None. So I studied Spanish in high school and in college because you had to pick something. And because I was late on applying for study abroad, there was only one program left. And so I just picked this program. And I got to this small city in France. And no one told me they were not going to speak English. Like, I just saw like that would be their second language.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm screwed. Like, I just got there. I was like, wait, what? Un petit what? Like, what is happening?
Oh, like, talk about immersion.
I just thought that they would, please, thank you. Can I have that sandwich? And it wasn't happening. Also, the French culture, they want you to speak French. So
right.
On top of, it being a smaller city that doesn't, utilize much English, they also are like, you're in our country.
Yeah, speak our language. Parlez français maintenant. Which
I totally respect. I have nothing bad to say about that. I love France. I think the language is beautiful. So I learned French, as much French as I could while I was there.
Mark, je sais. We all know. You're Cartier. We know.
They were giving you shit.
They all speak English. What was
They're all talking trash about me in English when I walk away.
Oh, that would happen. No, that would totally happen. That happened to my mom when we lived in Germany. My grandmother spoke Yiddish, and my mom spoke no German. And she was pregnant, and in the time, and I'm not going to say when, but at the time, pregnant women didn't go out, and they were out together, and the German people on the train platform were talking shit about my mom for being out of the house as pregnant as she was, and my grandmother heard the whole thing. And she knew exactly what they were saying because she spoke Yiddish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was pissed. And she was getting pissed.
That is not cool.
Yeah. Oh, God. Jobert, how many languages do you speak? He was speaking French earlier. Now he's sprechen Sie Deutsch.
He's preparing to be cloned.
Yes.
So all over the world.
He's going to have one clone. Each one's going to have their own primary language.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I apologize. I'm trying to get used to like all the chatting that's flying by. So if I miss, this is what I was looking for. If anybody has ever wondered if Jolene Blaylock has ever been to a convention, Jeannie knows. There you go. Because people are asking about Jolene Blaylock, and Jeannie has met them, and now I'm totally jealous. Yes, Walter Koenig does wander around.
Wanders around to talk to people.
That's what he was doing at the live show. He just stood at the bar. I had a lovely chat with Walter when we were.
Yeah, he came up to me at the bar and he was like, "What are these cocktails?" I was like, "Well, let me explain to you." It was very cute, and he insisted on trying mine. I don't think he was ready to commit to getting his own, so that was very
understandable.
Mars, are you parlez-vous français?
How something about a dog who I think she's asking about how to get medicine for a dog.
Well, I lost my French from whatever I learned for those 4 months. But you, Stephanie, are a bit better than me. You were speaking French to me the other day.
Yeah, un peu, je parle un peu.
Yeah.
If I'm given time to Yes, the Shuttlepod Live was an amazing experience. I don't think anybody's going to argue with that.
I'm so happy you guys liked it because it was our first event, obviously. And it all happened very quickly, but I think everyone can say they had an amazing time, right?
Yeah. Look, we've already got drink suggestions for the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, did that go too fast?
I was like, yeah, it is green.
We need an Andorian drink. We need Jeff to stick around. I'm sad I didn't get to say hi to Jeff Combs because he's just adorable.
Yes, they're all really lovely.
Yeah, no, Jeff's great. I love Jeff. He's one of my favorite people. I always like to go say hi to him after the Rat Pack performances. So, all right, so
audience while they were playing because I was like, oh, sounds pretty good, and that was cute. I just saw the backs of them.
All right, so more stories about Erica. So, when did you decide you wanted to be an actor?
Okay, so this is unlike Connor, no like guy came up to me and was like, have you ever thought about acting? I actually I wanted to be an actor since I was really young. And I modeled, well, first I danced, then I started playing the piano, and then later in high school I started modeling. And for whatever reason, acting kind of scared the shit out of me.
Oh my God.
And I felt like it was something I had to do. I did some plays as a kid, just in school, as you do. Yeah. But I was like, maybe it was just my overall general high school experience where I didn't necessarily feel comfortable in my high school. I actually almost left that high school and went to a private high school. I just didn't like it. And my counselor was always like, you should just get into the drama, community and just do it. And like, I was like, yeah. And then I never did. And my mom knew I always wanted to be an actress. And so she became my mom likes to make friends. She became friends with a director in Connecticut. And she said, honey, I met this guy, you should meet him. He'll, maybe he can put you in a movie. And I was like, okay. And I was just, she was talking to me about this while I was in college. And I got out of college and I did the movie.
Oh my God.
It was called Creepy Crawly. And it was like a kind of like a kids horror, drama.
Oh, fun.
And I was just like, that was awesome. Like, this is what I've always wanted to do. Right. And, I just was like, all right, so I'm going to pursue this. Either I move to LA or New York. And I was like, well, I've lived in New York before. I did a summer in New York City and in college. I was in a program through New York University. So I already experienced it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to move to LA.
As you do.
And I was just like, yeah, whatever. So I was just telling Mark this story the other day. I was at Starbucks right in my little hometown, and I was on my laptop, and I just booked my tickets. And,
oh my God.
And I was just like, I'm going to pick this date because I like that number, February 23rd. And then I took 2.5 suitcases and left.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my cousin lived out here at the time, so I had one family.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Which was nice, But yeah, that's a longer story short. Like, that's how I got into it.
Mars wanted to know what kind of dance you did.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I had a dream about dancing the other night, actually, that I was auditioning for a jazz hip hop group or something. It was bizarre. And they were like, do you have your dance prepared? And I was like, no, but I'm going to improv. And I was just like watching Britney Spears dancing and on my like iPad or something. I didn't tell you about this. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm just going to improv. But yeah, so I grew up doing ballet and tap. And then later in high school, I got into jazz and I was very good. I'm not saying that to be cocky. I'm saying it because my teacher told my mom, she's really good. You need to get her into a company. And all my friends started quitting. And I was like, I don't know. I was an only child and I was kind of like obsessed with my friends at that time. And I was like, oh, well, all my friends are quitting. I'm going to quit. And I wish I didn't.
Right.
And then later in life, I did a little bit of hip hop, but like just for fun. I took some hip hop classes, which I really enjoyed.
I love this, Dave.
Yeah.
Improv everything and see what sticks. That's awesome. I did, when I was in high school, I did ballet and jazz. I wanted to take tap, and then my dad started taking karate, and I really wanted to take karate, but I ended up staying with ballet for a while.
Oh, did you?
I would have rather taken karate. I feel like ballet is nice, and I can still like stand on my toes when I absolutely have to, but I feel like karate would have just been something to carry with me longer. Because there's that meditative component about it. There's that control component about it.
I was just talking to the random red shirt podcast guys, or Zach specifically, and he was talking about martial arts, and I was like, I've always wanted to do that, and for the reason you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I love it. In fact, my dad's a black belt, so like he taught me like a couple of moves, and it's really funny because he taught me how to do like basic blocks, and I remember I had my wisdom teeth out, and like the next week, and all 4 of them at the same time, and the next week we had a family event, and my grandfather forgot, and he went to pinch my cheek. And I actually, without even thinking about it, I just did the block.
Oh my God.
My mom was like, before my mom could be like, don't touch her, I was like, what?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I also forgot I took dance in college, and I always forget about this, but I did a lot of modern, and I had a very strict teacher.
Oh my God.
But she, like, I adored her. I was like, she's amazing. Like, but she just would make you stand on the wall and like suck your stomach in and just kind of like, just stand there for like a very long time. And then she told us we always have to be sucking our stomachs and walking around campus. And so I was like, I mean, it's funny memories, but yeah.
Tim, to answer your question, it was my grandfather. So no, I just blocked his hand. I would never. He was just trying to be sweet, and it's
your instinct.
It was my instinct, like, please do not touch my face. My very, very, very sore face, because when you have all 4 of your wisdom teeth out at the same time, it's not fun. Aww. So, all right. So right out of college, you get your first little acting gig.
Yes.
And then you move to LA. Was there a culture shock? Like, we always talk about East Coast vibes because we were very East Coast people, and LA is very different.
It is. I had visited LA once in college with my girlfriends, and I immediately was very drawn to it. So I was like, I knew kind of what I was getting into, and so yeah, I don't know. I was excited. I was definitely excited. At some point, I was like, I was driving down Santa Monica Boulevard because I was living in West Hollywood, and I was like, I don't really like this place. Like, I just was like, I don't really like the street, because I love New York City, and I was just like, kind of, I think, craving that kind of
energy,
and I was like, oh, there was something. I had this moment where things just didn't feel right, but I got over it, Yeah, but it was, I think LA is so spread out.
Yes.
And there's so many like different areas that feel so different, like Burbank versus Venice, for example. Like there's just, you feel like you're in a totally different place. So
yeah,
when you move here, you really have to find your spots, right? That you like feel at home in.
Like, Malibu. Yeah. Like Malibu. Yeah, it's interesting. All the times that I've been out there, I've never been to like Los Angeles proper. Like I've never been like in the city.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've done like West Hollywood. I've stayed in like West Hollywood.
Yeah, that's city-ish.
Yeah, like North Hollywood. Wait, is it West? No, wait, it's North Hollywood. I always get this. Like my friend lives in North Hollywood, and I've done North Hollywood, and I've done like Burbank, but I've never. And we drove one of the last times I was at Santa Monica. One of the last times I was out there, my friend drove me through like Beverly Hills, and I got to see like the building from Die Hard, that was the Nakatomi Tower. Yes, Nakatomi. I've seen and took pictures of Nakatomi Tower. But I've never like gotten out of the car and been like, I'm in LA, like I'm in the city, because it's so spread out and there's so much to do. And You just.
I mean, where do you even feel in the city here? Where do you feel? Like, I feel like there's not one place where you feel in it, really. Is there? Like Hollywood, I guess?
There's some neighborhoods that are really like. I mean, I like our little neighborhood in Burbank. I like this neighborhood here in Venice. I like Silver Lake and Los Feliz.
It's just so different than.
Depends on where you are. There's a neighborhood for just about anyone in this town, but.
Yeah.
Well, it's just so different than New York City, right? Because you're like, I live in Manhattan, and it's very, like, not very different, but it is different than the feeling of living in Brooklyn. It's
right. Oh yeah, the 5 boroughs are very distinctive.
Yeah.
On their own. Yeah, but it's still not the same as like LA, which is like completely, it's like 5 boroughs compared to like all these little pockets that LA is made up of.
Exactly. And they have, it's distinct.
Oh, look, we have a comment from a Mark Cartier.
What did I say?
Pasadena's awesome.
Pasadena's awesome. Tiffany likes Pasadena too.
Yeah, Mars also loves Pasadena.
Oh, Pasadena! People are like loving Pasadena.
Ed Milner loves Pasadena.
Margit, I love the fact that you're here as late as it is in Deutschland. So thank you so much for just stopping by. And you are more than welcome to fall asleep. No one will hold it against you. Mars is like 149 cities crammed together in a trench coat. I think that is the perfect way to sum up LA.
That was. I did see that. That's really good.
I thought that was really good. I just wanted to like throw that up there. So you come out to LA, you get over your culture shock. What was your first project out here? Like, what did you end up doing?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. What did I do? I mean, I've done a lot out here. Okay, so I came here and I immediately got some reps and got into acting class. Holy crap. I think my first project was I did a short film, silent, and it was me having a bad dream. I forgot what it was called. Chased in a Foreshadow.
Oh, that's a cool title.
I did a lot of student projects to like build my resume and my reel.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first one. It was called Chased in a Foreshadow, and I was just like in a bad dream, and I was just running around all of USC campus.
Oh my God.
I was chasing me around. And yeah, I mean, I can show it to you sometime.
I would love to see that. No, it's so cool. It's so funny because these independent films, these student films, I mean, it's like the George Lucas. I mean,
yeah,
it's amazing. Like the smaller films and how, I mean, Cube that Nicole DeBoer did was like this contest winner or something in Canada, but it was so amazingly good because there are just so many amazing, talented people that aren't like the George Lucases and the
right. Exactly.
Yeah. And I think you gain that kind of appreciation when you do that, when you do like the smaller films, when you're starting out acting. And
also like we've talked about it so much on Shuttlepod Show where people who are working on television mostly don't have as much like freedom to play with what their craft and what they've been learning. And like, I don't know, for me doing all these short films and, or just independent works, I was able to kind of find myself a bit.
Yeah. Define who you are as an actor.
And because I didn't go to college for acting and I didn't get to have the experience that I was, craved in high school, which was to get into, the drama club, I was coming here and getting straight into acting school and doing all these short films and independent projects and some stage work. That was my school.
Right.
And it was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah. I mean, I can't agree more because I am so much of a learn by doing as opposed to book learning. I mean, there's something to be said for both. And I did finally graduate college. I had to go back, but I'm more of a learn by doing type of person.
Yeah. I can totally appreciate that.
Hi, Lasso. I did see you pop in. Hi, Lasso. Magic Lasso, one of my favorite people.
You're making me go down memory lane.
And just so you know, Erica, he is also somebody that does not watch Star Trek, so you are not alone.
I watch it.
Yeah, but you're new. I think you might have Lasso beat by like 3 episodes. I think he's watched 3 entire episodes of Star Trek.
Oh, I've been, keeping up with Picard right now. Season 3. Very good.
It is good, but how is watching Picard without having watched 8 seasons of TNG?
It's weird because I've watched a lot of TNG, and the thing is, no one's probably watched Star Trek the way I have, and I have to thank Mark for that. Well, I know I've jumped into this project before Shuttlepod Show. Mark would watch Star Trek and he loved it, and I would watch it sometimes. But once Shuttlepod Show was becoming a thing and became a thing, it was on TV a lot, and it was on our TV based on who our guest was. So we're hopping around.
Right.
And, first of all, it's a whole different world. It's a whole nother language. And it's sci-fi. And so it took a minute for me to I don't know, now when he talks to me, I understand way more than I did if he had been talking to me a year ago. Just about Star Trek in general.
Yeah, Mars has a really good point.
Yeah.
You start.
I know. I'm often wondering how people start watching Star Trek compared to someone who was born into it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when you talk to a lot of people I have no problem with new fans, and what the quote unquote haters of the new movies or the J.J. Abrams stuff or the new Trek don't understand is that the way Trek is going to keep it on basically is when it has to bring in new fans. It has to keep building on its fandom. It can't just be sustained by just who's already a fan.
Yeah.
So all the new Trek is bringing in new fans. So unlike, all of us that have been here since the legacy shows, now we've got a whole new crop of people that are like you, Erica, that weren't born into it necessarily and just kind of discovered it in a different way. Not the whole story of, well, I watched TNG with my dad, or one day I was just scrolling through and, the reruns of, TOS caught my eye or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I am so fascinated by how Star Trek has been around for so long and is evolving as we speak. It's just, it's very interesting. I feel like there should be a movie about that.
Yeah, get Denise Crosby on that. She likes doing those behind the scene fan movies. Let's see.
A narrative about it, a real movie.
Yep. Uncle Hairball, I am right there with you. I grew up watching TOS reruns. That's how I got into it in the second incarnation with the TOS reruns. So yeah, so I love it when people come in and they don't realize that I've been around for that long, and they say something and I'm like, no, I watched TNG when it was first out. I remember sitting down. I remember the first time I ever saw Encounter at Farpoint. And I remember Dr. McCoy being the highlight of that for me.
Aww.
Yeah, that, and I think that's where I first fell in love with Riker and Troy was in that first episode. It was bad, but it was still, there was something about that relationship that I really wanted to see succeed. So 10 years later, and finally in the movie, and they got married, that was probably the biggest Star Trek thing for me. It's yay, finally.
We're
gonna do, the Academy. Watching the episodes and talking about them, that sort of Star Trek school idea that we're putting together for the show, that's going to be great for you.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Yeah. Talking about it, that's the thing. It's we're not sitting there down, breaking episodes down yet, right? So
right.
It's we're talking a lot about our guests' lives and Dominic's and Connor's lives.
Right.
And a little bit about Star Trek, obviously. But I think that when Shuttlepod starts, introducing, what are we going to call it? The Academy?
I think we're going to call it the Academy.
The Academy.
Oh, fun.
It's going to be great to sit around and chat about an episode with the guys. Or
Lasso should definitely tune into that and learn some stuff about Trek. Mars wants to know how long till your agent gets you an audition because everybody wants to see you in drag.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. I did a sci-fi film. Did I do one or two? Oh, just one, and I loved it. I had a great time.
We're gonna do another one this summer.
Is it sci-fi?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do one this summer.
Produced by some guy that's off camera yapping at you.
Oh my god, that's really exciting.
Called the Entitled Nebraska Project.
The Untitled.
Yeah.
I thought you
It's
said
untitled.
I thought you
It's
said
untitled.
entitled.
The Entitled.
It's called Entitled.
No.
Untitled. Untitled.
It's like Blue Harvest except Nebraska Project.
To answer Mars, I hope soon. Like I think I need to have a little chat with my manager, and just get that happening.
And go up to Toronto. I think everything's filming up there now.
Oh,
Not everything is shooting in Toronto.
What's shooting in LA?
Well,
Disco-
Picard is shooting in LA. I mean,
Well, it's a little late for that now, Mark.
Well, I don't think that it is.
You think they're going to do a 4th season?
I'm not saying anything about what I know.
what was filmed in Canada? Discovery, right?
Yeah. Discovery, Strange New Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other 2 are animated.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
then again, you're having Bonnie Gordon on as a guest. You could talk about doing voice work because she's the voice of the computer in Prodigy.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I just looked her up last night.
She's amazing. I love her. I love her to death. I'm jealous you guys are getting her. I've been bugging her to come on my show, but she has a Monday night commitment, so she hasn't been able to schedule it yet. So I'm totally jealous.
Would you switch up a night for her?
I would tape. I tell people that I would tape.
Oh, okay.
I would tape it. It wouldn't be as much fun because
Yeah.
as doing it live, but no, I would tape it and then just run it. But speaking of Bonnie's, I finally heard back from John Billingsley tonight. Thank God I followed up with him. So I am hoping to get Bonnie Federici on the show, soon.
Awesome.
Soon, because
she's really nice.
Yeah.
she's amazingly nice. I had an entire conversation with her in the parking lot of the Gary Marshall Theater because I think I told you guys this. When I brought my car back around to park it in the parking lot, I ended up parking next to her. So we had this amazing conversation because I've met her a couple of times.
Oh, well,
So
she's
she's a sweetheart, and
she really is.
yes. So she and Nana were so great in the Odd. I mean, everybody was great in the Odd Couple, but
I mean, they really worked very well with each other as sisters. It was awesome.
yeah, it was.
Fun for the Odd Couple. Oh my God, they were.
Yeah, that worked very well.
Oh yeah, no, it did. That was really well done. And I know you guys talked the other day on the Shuttlepod Show about doing another like Neil Simon something or other.
I want to do Rumors,
Oh, he wants
which
to.
is a terrific Neil Simon farce in the vein of the Odd Couple.
Oh, well, that's awesome. So I think the burning question, Erica, and I know you have a heart out, so I don't want to keep you,
What
but
time is it? How did that happen?
because this is how my show works. This is how my show works. That's how that happened. So I think the burning question that everybody wants to know is how did you get hooked up with that guy in the baseball hat that's off camera?
Of that one?
Wait, who, me?
Yeah, you.
Well, I was living in Brooklyn at the time.
So was this pre-date LA or you came back from LA?
I had already lived in LA. I mean, yeah, if we're going to talk about my whole life story, that will definitely take time. So I'll make it quick.
No, we're going to pull a Dominic thing. We're going to do a part 2 at some other point. So don't.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. I moved to LA, as I told you, and I had a moment and I was like, oh, I think I want to experience something new because I was losing momentum here, like not because of my own feelings. Like I was just not feeling LA.
Right.
I want a new environment. So I moved to New York and I moved to Brooklyn and I'm at this private arts club one night and my friend Michael was there, and he introduces me to his friend Mark, who happens to be hanging out with him.
I had just produced a movie in Pennsylvania and upstate New York, and I
Yeah.
was in Manhattan for meetings.
Yeah, he was in
Immediately
Manhattan.
following the movie.
Yeah, he was up at a movie.
Michael was an actor in the movie.
Michael, my friend, was an actor in the movie,
And he invited me to his private club
Yeah.
for drinks.
Yeah.
Aww.
We walked in loud as shit, and up walking. Erica walked up to us, and I about peed my pants. I had never seen anyone so beautiful in my whole life, and I even talking about it now, I can't say words very well. She, the first thing out of my mouth was, I told my friends to shut up, and I was like, I had to ask. I asked her on a date.
Wow.
I wasn't trying to play hard to get. Anyways, yeah, no, we got along.
Sorry, I'll go away. I'll shut up.
We got along. We got along very quickly, and you were in New York for a little bit, so yeah, he had come back another night with like some of your crew was there, right? Or like the crew that lived in New York was hanging out.
Yeah,
like Frankie was there,
just like having a good time for a while.
Yeah, so like I saw him a couple times, and yeah, I was. Should I be completely transparent about this?
How much wine have you had? Come on.
About not dating at the time.
Oh, she told me she wasn't dating anymore.
Oh, he's like, screw it. I'm saying I wasn't dating at the time. I was taking a break, and I was working on that movie that you bought. So, maybe that makes sense to you. I was trying to do some self-reflection, and I was just like taking a break from a lot of stuff. And one of them was also dating. And I was honest with him about that. I was spent.
And I wanted to show her that I was serious and give her the space, and
he
never went away.
Yeah, he did give me space. And well, you also didn't live in New York City, so that helped.
There was that.
No, but I think that's that's kudos. That's totally kudos to Mark for not being that pushy guy.
Yeah, so I mean, it was fine. We became friends, and
which is the basis. Yeah, which is more important.
I mean, what were we?
Pre-lovers.
We became pre-lovers.
Oh my God, that is such a Hollywood thing to say, Mark. But it's
and yeah, and when I moved back to LA, we met up, and yeah, that was kind of it. We just kept.
Well, you worked on a movie with me. And
oh yeah, well yes, we worked on a movie, and that's how I know Connor. Like some people ask in these chats on Shuttlepod Show why I'm there, but it's like I've known Mark, and and I met Connor in Maine on a feature that we did, Dark Harbor. And Mark cast me in. I auditioned for a role, and he cast me in one of the roles, and then asked me if I wanted to stay on and help like produce for the month. Like I'll act for 2-3 days, and then the rest of the time I can
well, because you had been working on your movie, and
Yeah.
you asked me for advice, and it sounded like you were really like you had a knack for producing. I wanted to give you a chance to produce as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Mark thinks I'm a really great producer.
You know what? I can see that. So he's not biased. He's actually right.
Yeah.
But real quick, I agree with Slack Twaddle. You have a gift for being at the right place in the right time.
Aw, thank you. You got to put yourself out there.
Yeah. And Dave Gregory, all right. Yeah, Dark Harbor was all right.
What a good thriller. Oh, you're saying it's all right?
It's okay. It's all right. It's that movie.
It's that movie. Yes, so I get to know Connor like a little bit on that film because I had, I had a car in Maine. I drove it up from Connecticut, and I drove him around a bit. We got to know each other a little bit in Maine.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. I really do like Connor. I like him a lot. He's very thoughtful.
I've learned more about Erica in the past 3 minutes than I did in the 2 hours we hung out together.
Oh, War Dog, that's so funny.
That is true. You did not learn much about me that night.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, that's why I had Erica on, because I will admit, when I watched the first episode of the Shuttlepod Show, and I was like, who is this girl that is charged with corralling Connor and Dominic and like getting them to do their trivia? And I'm like, who the heck is this? And then, it was so much fun to find out who you are and how you were involved with the show and watch you grow with the show. And then when I finally got to meet you last October, and that was just amazing.
Yeah, that was so cool. Like,
I know that was
very unexpected, and yeah, we just went over to the Marriott.
Marriott Burbank, the Hollywood show, because we were trying to get JG on the show, and then you're like, and Connor had the nerve to be in New York, so we couldn't tape anything because Connor was in New York, so you couldn't do anything. Totally rude. I remember Mark calling me, like I was pulling into the parking lot of the Marriott Burbank for the Hollywood show, and my phone and the car phone rings, because I'm like, oh, this is so cool, because my cars don't connect to the phones because they're older, so I'm like, oh, I've got the phone and blah blah blah. So the phone rings, and I'm like, who the hell's calling me? And it was Mark. I'm like, oh my god, I'm talking to Mark, because that was the first time I'd ever talked to him, and we just like kept in touch the whole weekend, and then I was finally able to get you guys over there for that Sunday or Saturday for that Saturday, and that was so much fun.
It was really great.
It was great, and just a lot of instant chemistry, which is, I think, the best ways to start friendships is when there's that instant.
Yes, I agree.
Chemistry. So that was just so much fun, and then you guys roped me into like helping you out and doing stuff, and here we are.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, this is fun. All right. Oh, we've got 4 more minutes. If you guys, okay,
Hey, Uncle Hairball.
All right, wait. I wish Mars was my boss. Her and Erica can get shit done, and I can do my lame producer thing. A shadow member? No.
Oh my gosh.
The one thing I don't do is shadow stuff. I am all out and about, and
Mark, you need a boss?
You're already my boss.
Some of us are trying to get Mark to do.
Mark needs 2 bosses. Mars, you're in.
Some of us are trying to get Mark to do things. Oh, this is a good one from Melissa. What would be your dream project?
Oh, well, I had this whole idea of one reason why I wanted to get into producing, which later became a few other reasons, but the main reason initially was that I wanted to make my own projects. I wanted to create, if not write as well, because I've written a little bit. I wanted to create my own stuff, and I wanted to write a coming of age feature. And I wanted to, when I was thinking about this, I wanted to play the part. And then as I got older, I was like, I'm never going to be able to play that part. Maybe I'll just direct it. But yeah, I wanted to do like a gritty coming of age story. And, maybe I could play like a older sister or mom or aunt or something in one of those now. I mean, now it's different. I don't know.
You're going to be a mom in a movie this summer.
My dream is to be a mom in a movie. No, I'm really thinking about it. Like, what is my dream project now? I watched Babylon recently.
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so good. We could do a whole show on that.
I would that kind of film would be just so fun for me. I mean, it's like funny and exciting and dark. And,
it's everything. It's like literally like every piece of Hollywood is in that movie.
I just thought it, yeah, and I thought it was great. I didn't realize how long it was when I put it on the television. So I put it on at like 11 p.m. or 12, something like that, almost 12 a.m. I was up till 3.
3 in the morning. Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie. All right. So I don't know if Erica's going to be able to come back. We'll see. Maybe. Hire Connor and Dominic. They can work for us. They can just work for us.
Women's Month. Woo!
Yes,
Ladies out there, keep getting it.
Yes, this is the perfect way to close out. This is the perfect way to close out women's close out International Women's Month, which is hanging out, chatting with Erica. There obviously is going to have to be a part 2 because I know you have to go.
Yeah, Slack Total, that's the Billboard question.
Yeah. You have.
Whoa.
Tell her she's getting Billboard. She's getting bonus time.
No prompting from the Peanut Gallery.
You're getting bonus time.
Woo!
Woo, bonus time.
More prompting.
If I could put anything on a billboard, oh, that's a fun question to ask people, huh? So this feels cheesy. This was something I used to, when Instagram first came out, I would hashtag this on every post because I wasn't trying to be an influencer. I was just trying to spread messages. And it was love conquers all.
Oh, there you go.
I might still put that up there.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
New York City needs that now too.
Yeah.
So, all right. So can we sign you up for part 2? You don't have to do it next week. I mean, look, we'll space it out, but we definitely need a part 2 of the Erica story.
I would love that. I'm just looking at comments. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. No, go ahead. Read the comments. I'm not leaving quite yet. I have some others. Oh, okay. Lasso. I promised Lasso. This is an inside joke. Promise Lasso. If he said it, I would post it. Fu is a furry. It's one of his comic book buddies. And this is like the tagline. So he would put that on a billboard.
I love that question.
Yeah, no, that was a great question. Normally if I post Fu is a furry, sometimes I get put on their podcast. So, but I am not leaving yet. I am releasing Erica into the wild, but I am not quite done yet. So Erica, if you have to go, I totally understand.
I think that'd be fun to do a part 2 because
yes,
we'll be here for 3 hours. Well, Shuttlepod Show, yeah,
that too.
What a very cool podcast.
I missed it. There we go. See, they're going so fast.
Hey, thanks you guys for being, just amazing fans. Honestly, it's just the show would not be anything without our community. Like I really feel that way. So.
Oh yeah, it's all about the community. So. All right, Erica, thank you so much for being here. Guys, stick around for I have a couple more things to do. And and thanks, Erica, and we'll talk about part 2 very soon.
Yay! Good night. Bye. Or good morning, wherever you are.
There you go. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. And Erica, she had told me earlier she needed a hard out, so I didn't want to keep her past what is 8:00 her time. But I did want to talk about something really, really fun that I found out. Like I said, I don't know if I'm keeping Restream, but it has like these really, really cool little gadgets. And if Mark is still around watching, you guys have to see this. This is so much fun. I can do QR codes now. If you want to become a patron, you can of my show, which I would absolutely love. You can just scan this handy QR code and go and become a patron, because you know what? I love doing this, but got to keep the lights on. Will I have Lambda folks on as guests? Hold on one second, Mars. I have had Lambda folks on as guests in the past. Randy has joined me on a few different occasions. And yeah, if we've got something new to talk about, I will absolutely have them back on. If you really, like I said, if you really want to hang out with the Lambda Quadrant, they are doing monthly live gaming streams. If you follow them, they're at Lambda quadrant on all of the, here. They are, I always spell this wrong. I have to think. Give me a second. They're at Lambda Quadrant on all the socials. So if you want to check out what Lambda's doing, follow them on all the socials. They also have a YouTube channel. They have a Twitch channel. And Pride Month is coming up in June. So I'm sure they're going to be wicked busy prepping for that. But they have, like I said, they have live game nights. And the game nights, I always loved doing the game nights. Yeah, exactly. They are not to be missed. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you, Uncle Hairball. Really appreciate that. They are not to be missed. They are a ton of fun. They find ways to turn non-Trek things into Trek things, and it's hysterical. So I highly recommend it. So yeah, Lambda people will be joining me. Absolutely. And like I said, so back to the Patreon thing. This is so cool. QR code, scan the QR code, join Patreon. Or if you want, the other thing that you can do is get merch. I have merch. Again, Mars, if you want to get on Mark's back about this, I need the logo. I mean, if you really are going to be his boss, I need the logo because I have permission to make an after party shirt. I just need the logo in order to do it. So, and then I will add it to my Teespring store. But these are a couple of ways to support the show. You can do a one-off, buy some merch, or join me on Patreon. Like I said, there's travel and things that I need to be able to do, and your support means so much to me because I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. I love you guys so much. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Mark is saying hi to everybody because he's still here. I love that, Mark. Thanks for hanging out. Because there are things that I'm doing. Like I said, bye, Mark. Thanks for stopping. Always love having you here, Mark. You are welcome anytime. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, like I said, travel, going places, doing things. That is one of the goals of the show. And I am going to be going to Connecticut. I could say next month, which is actually starting at the end of this week. But Quiet Corner Sci-Fi Convention is happening practically in Erica's backyard. It's in Pomfret, Connecticut, which is just off of 395, just south of the Massachusetts border. Quiet little town that gets taken over for one day a year. The Girls Street, Girl 37. It's only one day. It's 10 to 5. So you can plan a weekend in Boston. It's only an hour from Boston. Plan a New England weekend. Come meet me. Hang out at this amazing little Quiet Corner Sci-Fi Convention. I'm actually interviewing with the guys tomorrow night. We're going to talk about what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be talking about, what I may or may not have for sale, which is entirely possible, but not going to make that announcement yet. But, yeah, so Quiet Corner, it's going to be the first time that my podcast has been anywhere as a guest, and I am going to be broadcasting live at some point during that time. So I would love it if you guys could come out. For those of you that don't know, I unfortunately got laid off a couple weeks ago. So like I said, anything you guys can do to help me get to the Quiet Corner Sci-Fi, I would really appreciate. There are some really cool thank you gifts on Patreon. If you join and you stay a Patreon member for just a couple of months, you get yourselves little thank you gifts. Oh, hello, Zod. This is General Zod for everybody that hasn't met him yet. This is General Zod. Say hi, Zoddy. He is my big. Oh, Mark, I believe that heart is for you. Mars just sent you a heart. Yeah, he's the big lap cat. Reed was in here earlier, but he's too big to maneuver to get up on my lap in the desk chair. You guys would have met Reed by now. Yeah, kneel before, exactly, Lasso. You have to kneel before this guy. Kneel before Zod. And that's how he is in the morning with his food, because nobody's food is safe from my General Zod. He totally lives up to his name. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I've decided, just so you can all mark your calendars, my last show for the season is going to be May 15th. Why? Because I usually end in the spring so that I can work on getting myself ready for events, because I produce the show by myself. I like to, recharge over the summer. Haven't been in school for a while, and I'm still a big summer person. Like, ooh, summer means vacation. So I take a little break from the show. at least from the weekly show. Yeah, my favorite Family Guy sketch is with the Leafers, where Lois learns of all the martial arts, and they go into the clam, and Peter starts insulting things, and he's like, "This sucks, this sucks, this sucks," and then he says, "Krypton sucks," and you've got the three villains fly at Lois, and she throws them back into the Phantom Zone. Night, Robert. Thanks as always for stopping by. Always appreciate you. Thank you, Robert, so much. But anyway, so May 15th, I have decided May 15th is going to be the last show. It also happens to be the anniversary of the original air date of 2 Days and 2 Nights, one of my very favorite Enterprise episodes. I was looking, actually, I was since I coordinated starting with the with September 26th, which is the anniversary of Broken Bow. I thought, well, why not end on an anniversary-ish date? And it just so happens that the dates line up because Monday happens to be the 15th, and the 15th of May is the anniversary of 2 Days and 2 Nights. Now, yes, technically Shockwave was the season finale, but I didn't feel like going until the 22nd. And since the Risa episode is one of my favorite episodes, I thought, what a great date to pick as the last official weekly date of the show. So we have got all of April, a couple of weeks in May. If for some reason Bonnie Frederici is not available until June, we'll have a special show for her in June. Trust me, you guys, I am not gonna risk losing Bonnie over wanting to take the summer off. I promise you all that. So anyway, please, again, if you can, just give the Patreon QR code a click. Thank you, everybody, all the new people, Uncle Hairball and all the other new people who decided to come out tonight. I know that a lot of that had to do with Erica, and I really, really appreciate that. Joe Rare, thank you so much for stopping by. All of my amazing people that are here. I would not... Margit, thank you for hanging out with us till the end. That's been amazing. Thank you. I love when I go international, all my Canadian friends and my European friends and I have to say this separately, UK friends, all of my UK friends. Yes, domestic. Thank you so much. I am so glad that you were able to come out tonight. It's been a while since I've seen your face in the chat, so I'm really glad to see you, and I'm glad you enjoyed the Erica interview. So stick around for part 2. Love you, Melissa. All the Wash Gang that's hanging out with me tonight, that now hangs out with me on Mondays, assuming I always remember to remind them. Uncle Hairball, I would love for you to be a regular. Take your time catching up. It's okay. I won't hold it against you if you haven't seen every single one of my episodes before the next show, which is going to be next Monday, which you guys are all going to have to stick around to see what it is I decide the topic is going to be. And please remember, until then, as always, live long and prosper.
This is Connor Turner. You've been listening to the NX7062 podcast with Stephanie. Enjoy your evening.